I'm Carol, and this is Rooted in the Chart. Today, we're going to be talking about Capricorn Rising. We're going to talk about what it looks like, we're going to talk about who rules the chart, and we're going to talk about who they could be interested in romantically. So let's get into it. So your rising sign or your ascendant sign is basically like a mask you wear. It's one of the most visible things in your astrology chart, and basically it's just kind of like the way you bebop through life. It's not something that you do for any particular reason, it's just who you are. So if you are a Capricorn rising, the way that you are is steady, tenacious, you're a hard worker, you're very goal driven, and you're really kind of all about how can I achieve. Being so driven and determined towards your goals can have the downside of being really kind of greedy, getting pessimistic, and just being so focused on the goal that you're just extremely stubborn. So it's an important thing to know because it can be a blind spot for Capricorn rising. Capricorn has some of the biggest goals and they are able to achieve some of the biggest things. And it's important to be aware if you have strong Capricorn placements in your chart anywhere, but particularly in the rising sign, that if you're always in the cycle of high goals, unrealistic expectations, and fear of failure, it can be a very difficult cycle to live with. So be aware of it. It's just your Capricorn placements, and everybody needs rest and breaks sometimes. Because Capricorn rising is so focused on all of this achieving, which it is so wonderful at doing, who do they tend to pair up with? Well, on their descendant is Cancer, and that means that their long-term romantic relationships in their life tend to be Cancer rising. Cancer rising is very different than Capricorn rising. It's true what they say, opposites attract. So Cancer rising is such an intuitive and motherly sign. It is always caring for others and just intuitively goes around realizing what everyone around them needs. So if you would like to learn more about Cancer rising, I did a whole video on them linked in the description box below. Capricorn rising is ruled by Saturn. So Saturn spends about 2.5 years in each area of your life because it takes about 29 years to go all the way around the zodiac. What that means is that you're really focused on that area of your life for about 2.5 years because you tend to be focused on where your ruler is. This to a deeper level, what you want to do is look at where your chart ruler Saturn is in your birth chart. You're going to want to note the house and the sign that it's in. So basically, let's say that Saturn is in house 10, Cancer, in your chart, okay? What that means is in addition to all the things that the rising sign brings with it in your identity, there's also going to be this need to be mothering and caring in your public image and career that is wrapped up in your identity. But what's unique about your Capricorn rising is that Saturn is where people feel a heavy weight and responsibility to do something. So your identity carries a heavy weight that no other sign carries. If you don't know what I'm talking about, no worries. I made a 5-part series to catch you up. It tells you how to get your birth chart and it explains all the most important landmarks to kind of get you started. If you're interested, it's linked in the description box below. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. If you are interested in going deeper, individual readings are open. My email is up on the screen. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you in another video.